Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Badfish and welcome back to another episode of Gone Gaming. As always, we are in the beautiful city of San Pedro today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. San Pedro is my current ongoing Cities Skylines project based off the American West Coast. So today, guys, we are going to be adding another beach to our city, and this time we are going to be making our big main public beach for the San Pedro city proper. So just to start out there, you saw me taking out just some of the landscaping and doing a little bit of terraforming just to kind of flatten out the land a little bit more to make it a little bit better to build on for me. And now we're just gonna pop in some nicer looking houses here right on the side of the beach to kind of lead up to it. So I'm using some different modern houses on this side. And then in just a second, you're gonna see me switch over to the stilt house pack, which I've used on some of my beaches before that I really like. In the live play, I'll go in a little more detail on those. And right here, we're gonna start building kind of the main parking lot for our public beach here. So we're just adding a couple of parking lots, nice little public restroom, and we're gonna put a couple more things over here, like a little seating area in just a second. Of course, your showers here, so you can get all the sand off you after you go through on the beach. And we're gonna kind of use this asphalt here, this ploppable asphalt, just to make a little kind of walk up to the beach area, to the little restroom area and all that. And we're gonna fence it right on in with just some typical chain link fence, nothing too crazy, just to kind of have it be able to be open and closed. Since it is a public beach, it'll probably have open and closed hours. I doubt it'll be open 24/7, so I just wanted to have the fences there so they can kind of control the traffic that comes in and out. And we're just putting some pathways kind of snaking through the beach itself for kind of show where people have been walking and kind of have something to build the main beach areas off of. So now we're just going through and adding in some planters to the parking lot and stuff, just trying to make it look a little more pretty. Putting some hedges on the side here to kind of delineate the seating areas and things and where the showers are and all that good stuff. So just putting those in, we'll plop in a couple benches as well, just to have a little more of a seating area. And yeah, I think it ends up looking pretty good. It's a kind of simple little seating area. I didn't want to do anything too crazy. I mean, if you go to a beach, it's not like they're, super landscaping this area, considering it's just going to have a bunch of sandy kids running through it. And just putting a little fountain in the middle for fun. And adding a few lamps here and there just so it'll be lit up at nighttime. And then on the side here, I decided to put a couple kiosks and grills. Just to kind of have a little area. Maybe the town, wants to make a little extra money, so they set up these public grills and stuff. And obviously, if you've been to a beach, a lot of them do have like little places to get food and stuff like that and snacks. So just putting a couple little businesses there. One is more of like a convenience store, the other one's more of a grill. And now we're going to start doing a little bit of landscaping on this side. So we're putting in our big palm trees right in the middle here, right in this little strip of a planter there. And I kind of find my groove with the landscaping a little bit here. So I start by doing kind of the natural San Pedro stuff I do with these shrubs. And then I remembered I have this really good mountain grass texture that you're going to see in just a second that really kind of fits with what I'm trying to do in this area as it leads up to the beach. I kind of want to have those grassy knolls that kind of reach down and go into the sand instead of having it be kind of just trees and then, break right into the sand. I wanted it to kind of flow a little bit better from the actual trees and stuff to that. So now what I'm going to do is just add some noise to the landscape a little bit. I didn't want it to be completely flat. Like I said, I wanted to have those knolls, that kind of grassy knoll up top as it kind of leads down, gently slopes down into the beach. And now I'm using that mountain grass on these knolls here. So all I did was just up the elevation a little bit and then smooth it out and just kind of have this more interesting elevation than having it just be flat. And we just put all this grass in. We're adding a bunch of different palm trees of different heights. So we got some bigger ones and some smaller ones that we're kind of adding through. So it's not all the same height. So some of them are newer growth, some of them are older growth. And then we are going to use some of those shrubs that I typically use in San Pedro just to kind of add a little bit more to the grass. So I wanted it to flow well. So I wanted to kind of have smaller pieces of grass and shrubs kind of breaking away from the main stuff before it went into straight sand. I think it ended up looking really good. This landscaping is actually some of my favorite that I've done in San Pedro. Definitely know if there's anything, definitely let me know if there's anything I can do to improve it, but I think it looked pretty good. And now we're going to just start adding our typical beach props. So we just start out with these kind of 3 beach towels by King Leno. So we're just putting those down. And then I just add some single ones at different angles just to kind of break up the monotony of having those, sets of 3 that look the same and kind of have some more different colors going on. And then we're going to move into adding some people, actually. So before that, we're just going to add a couple little different props. So just a little sign there that shows the public beach access, the name of the beach. We're adding a couple little lifeguard stations and some surfboards and things. But then one of my newest props that I picked up, and kind of my favorite thing with this build too. So if you've seen my past beaches, they're pretty empty. There's no people kind of coming in and out of them. But I did find these poolside bather pack or something like that. So it's just a bunch of people in swimsuits and stuff that you can kind of put on the different props. So you got some people lounging, some people with towels and stuff. It just makes the beach look alive, which I'm so happy about. So I'm just plopping those on through, and we're gonna put them kind of sporadically throughout everything and kind of have it so it looks like, there's different sections of beachgoers and things like that. But it really makes a big difference. It really makes it look so much more alive. So we're just going to finish out plopping all those people down, and then we're going to put down some umbrellas and things just to kind of finish it out. And at the end, you'll see me put down a couple of kites, which are actually considered trees in the game engine. So they'll actually flow with the wind and all that good stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and let the music play it out. We're going to jump into a live play after this just to kind of look through everything a little bit slower, but I hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, and welcome to the live play section of today's build. I know that was a rather quick time lapse there, but I think we came up with some pretty cool stuff. I really like this main city beach that we put here for San Pedro. So without further ado, let's take a look on through it. So starting out, we'll just go through kind of what I'm doing with the beaches here. So first of all, the newest thing that I'm adding are these little prop people. They're just, I think it's just the poolside goers or something like that. That's the name of the pack in the workshop, but I really enjoy them because all my other beaches have been empty and devoid of life. So it's nice to actually have some little kind of people hanging out on the beaches and, tanning and going into the water and things like that. Obviously they're static, but it is just nice to have that regardless. And we have all these towels and umbrellas and things, a couple of these chairs, and then I did put in a few of these like surfboard props with the sail surfboards as well attached to them. So the beaches are really fleshed out, really full. These kites are super cool, so you'll notice they move in the wind. They're actually considered trees in the context of the game, which is cool. So they'll move and flow with the wind and all that good stuff. But I think it's just nice. It really fleshes out the beach a lot more, having these people in here. And then, of course, we have our lifeguard towers stretched throughout, which I really enjoy this asset. I think it's really well done. So we got our beaches. They're alive and good and all that stuff. My favorite part of this build, though, I will say, is probably the landscaping that I did just to kind of delineate the town from the beach. So you will have noticed in that time lapse that I went ahead and did some terraforming up through here just to add some noise to the kind of beachhead a little bit. I just did that because if you notice a lot of real life beaches, there is a lot of changes in elevation from where houses kind of sit all the way to the actual like beach where people will like hang out. And the reason for that, I feel like it's a lot of times to kind of keep the sand from blowing into the town and from the houses and things. So I have these little dunes, these little hills that are covered with this like mountainside grass right here. That again, it just adds noise to the landscape, makes it look a little more believable, a little more real. And you kind of have this vegetation that starts petering out, so I started using some like smaller bushes and things down towards the end, so it kind of flows into this sand area instead of just being like an abrupt cut from trees and stuff into the beach itself. So I really enjoyed that. And then of course over here we do have our entryway to the beach itself. So it's Surfy Beach, and we got the kind of public beach entryway. So if you're driving through town and you come up here, you see public beach access, and you got a couple little parking lots right here for people to park. And you know, we got the public bathrooms right here with the showers attached. So if you want to get all the sand off you can come up here and shower off before you leave. And then right here, I just put a couple kiosks, so a couple little food grills and things, so that way the town can make a little bit of money off the beachgoers, besides obviously any fees that you have to pay to park. So we just have like this little grill right here, and then this one is just more like a little convenience store. So you got like the ice cream and all that good stuff for people to come by and have snacks and stuff. And a little trash area right there, and just some seating. So that's kind of the main entryway right there. I really enjoy it. I think it looks nice, and you know, we got it all fenced off and all that good stuff. And then as far as the houses, so I used on this side, on the right side, the modern houses, so a couple different packs of modern houses that I've picked up before. So we'll take a look at those real quick. I really enjoy those for beach houses. You know, if you're gonna have these cool modern houses, you're gonna want to push them right up against the beach and have good real estate with them if you got the money to do it. Obviously, as we're doing this, I do need to clean up some of these bushes. I let them get a little too haywire and push a little too far into town, so I'll go through and fix those up. But we have these modern houses stretched out through here. There's another bush that could be moved right there, so let's pop that back a little bit. Pop this one over. So I think those look really nice. And then moving on onto the other side, we have these houses, which are actually some of my favorite assets that I've picked up over the course of doing San Pedro. So these are stilt houses. So first of all, they're very realistic in terms of having them on the beachhead. So obviously, if you're building on the beach, if you think it's prone to flooding at all, you have your house built up on the stilts, so when the water comes through, it doesn't hit your house proper. So we have these stilt houses just kind of stretched through here. I think they flow really nicely with the grass and the shrubbery that we got going on here. And also, they're just super colorful and super fun to look at. So there's a couple different variations. And again, these are just the stilt houses on the workshop. So if you want to look those up yourself, you certainly can. But they're just super colorful, super fun, and I just think they look really good in context of like beach housing. So, you know, they flow really well with what we got going on here. But that is pretty much the build, guys. So, you know, like I said, it wasn't too involved, but I think we came up with some cool stuff, and it, you know, ended up looking really nice. I love kind of the juxtaposition between the town proper and the beach. You know, I think it'd be pretty cool if you're sitting on this beach to be able to watch kind of these ships, these cruise ships go by, and look up and see this huge bridge that stretches across this entire inlet, and just kind of have a cool kind of view. Like, you can just see a lot going on. You have our other city out in the distance over there, and all that good stuff. And my favorite part of this entire build is when it's sunset. I took a view of this in one of the cinematics that you'll see in a little bit, but we'll go ahead and just show it off right now too. So the sunset just looks awesome on this. So let's put it like right there is good. And just look at that. Like the sunset, and you know, it's just a cool place that you'd want to hang out. And I think certainly for me right now, where it's, you know, the beginning of December in New England and it's freezing and cold and gray out, something about building beaches right now is pretty cathartic for me. So I really enjoyed doing this build. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, definitely leave a like down below. That helps me out a ton. And if you haven't already and you're new to my channel, subscribe. I typically post like 2 to 3 different videos a week, and they're all, you know, super detailed builds, and you know, I try to make them as fun as I can and as unique as I can. So definitely subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. So I'm gonna leave you with some cinematic shots for you to check out of the build. I really hope you enjoy those, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.